Hey, little girl. We need that spot, okay? Can we have that spot? He says no. Hi, welcome to my channel, My New Me, where you get to watch as I try to make sense out of the chaos that has become my life and my home. How lucky are you? Okay. Hi, I'm Brenda.
And I'm the boy.
AKA Josh, AKA Addie's boy. And Addie's running around here somewhere. So we wanted to do a video and tell you guys that we have made some major life decisions and decided to make a change for our future, mainly due to the fact that we can't stay here. We are not staying here. In my previous videos, quite a few of you have said, be careful, he's probably a slumlord. And you're right, and we assumed as much as well. And I was okay with him being a slumlord so long as he fixed what had to be fixed. Just left me alone and let me do what I wanted to do to the place and make it ours and make it comfortable. I mean, we love the setup, the layout of the place. We love the neighborhood is wonderful. You know, it's safe. It's very residential. It's just a nice neighborhood. But that wasn't happening. Like when it started, what it started. So one day, okay, so we found out, since I moved in here, we found out that the landlord doesn't own the property. He's buying it off of the owner through a land contract. So one day the owner shows up at the house, knocking on the door, yelling at me because of all the junk that's all over the property. And, you know, I'd seen this guy, I think, one other time when he had to come and fix the furnace. And I kind of told him it's not ours, it has nothing to do with us. You know, it was here when we moved in that the landlord was supposed to move to the curb. It was the people upstairs moved out, that when things thawed out, you know, the snow went away, they were going to come back and get it or take care of it, or the landlord was going to take what was there.
Yeah, it was right after the winter, right after a big snow, so...
Yeah. He just kept yelling, you know, you can't be like this, someone called code on me and it's got to be cleaned up, and it's like, well, it's not ours, it has nothing to do with us. You know, call landlord, talk to the landlord. And, you know, it's like, I was really glad I didn't open the screen door, because before he left, he's like, well, if I get a fine from code, I'm not the one that's going to suffer, you know, and like jammed his finger towards me. And I was like, holy crap, you know. But, it was a few days later after that, he was out there on a Sunday morning cleaning up all the junk. So Josh went out to offer to help, you know. It's just, this is our home, so do what we can to help. And he wouldn't even, you said he didn't even talk to you, wouldn't even talk to you,
Hardly
right?
would say a word to me, yeah. Didn't ask what was ours, what wasn't. None of it was ours. All we had was a garbage can that we bought when we moved in here.
Yeah.
The rest was a bunch of gardening supplies, a greenhouse, a bunch of kids' toys all over, a bunch of potted plants everywhere, or bins full of potting soil and stuff like that were left outside, that were just in the driveway left out. So it did look bad, but it wasn't ours. And there was also a bunch of stuff on the front porch, which is assigned to our unit, on the front porch left from the previous tenants who used to live here, who our landlord told us he would get rid of the first week that we were here.
Right.
Well, that she was here. I didn't move in for a few months later.
Yeah, he kept saying, oh, I got to put them on the curb. I'll put it on the curb for the garbage. And he never did, and never showed up. And he was being very rude. Josh helped with a few things. He was kind of barking orders at Josh. When Josh would say something, he would just ignore him and walk away. So Josh came in and he's like, I'm not going to help him when he's going to treat me like that, you know. It's not like you had to do that, you know. It wasn't our job, our responsibility.
Pretty sure this was back in March. And the thing was is that we had, for the previous couple of days, we were trying to get a hold of the landlord. He wasn't returning our calls, saying that we had the rent money. But he needed to come and do this too, because the ceiling in what was supposed to be my bedroom had collapsed and fell, and he was supposed to fix that. He dropped off the tiles to fix it and said he would fix it some other time, as well as the front window in that room is still cracked and has a massive hole in it. He was supposed to be fixing that as well. And he had said that he had the glass, but so we called him several times trying to give him the rent, and because normally when he wants the money, he'll come and do something. He'll come and fix something whenever he wants the money. So we let him.
So he can get the money.
So, but he wasn't answering, so we went out and told the owner. We asked him. We're like, well, he didn't answer, but we have the rent. Do you want it, or should we give it to him, to the landlord? And the owner said, well, it doesn't matter. We're evicting you anyways.
Yeah. And I was like, what? Why?
Why?
You know?
Because of all this. He pointed all the garbage. None of that is ours.
Which I'll insert a clip here that shows a video of all the garbage that was on the curb. So there's the front porch and the hole in it. How wobbly it is.
Why did you just throw that there?
I don't know. He must be going to come back or something.
So I was wondering.
All of that stuff we are being blamed for. None of that is ours. All this that was up here is not ours. That landlord was supposed to take out months ago. Broken window he was supposed to fix. Go shake the handrail on the porch. That's nice and sturdy. It's not even connected to the porch. Yeah, I'm sure my 29-year-old son was out there playing on a little Tykes slide and riding a 2-foot-high pink bicycle.
Yeah, my mom moved in the middle of the winter, and the majority of the garbage was like leftover greenhouse. It was just the poles, a bunch of gardening supplies. So yeah, in the middle of the winter, we were out there gardening with kids' toys. That was us. So
yeah. So, but yeah, he waved at all that and said because of all that. I was like, none of that is ours. I said, I can't believe this. And he was like, well, you can't. Said something about not paying the rent. And I said, I've had the rent every time he has come for it. And that was our arrangement. He would come here and pick up the rent because he wanted cash. And then he would sign, I would make him do a receipt. I have had the rent whenever he has come for it. I said, a lot of times he has come late because he knew I wanted him to do work around here. And he kept putting that off. I said, but I have always had the rent whenever he has come for it. And he's just like, well, it doesn't matter. It's not my decision. It's his decision. And I was like, why? I can't believe this. All the hours I put into cleaning this, all the work, all the money I put into cleaning this. And this is how you're going to be? And I'm not just covering the dirt or wiping it off. I'm taking it back to where it should be. I mean, you guys saw the bathroom. You saw how it was and how clean and white I made it. The whole place probably should have been gutted and redone, but that wasn't an option. So I made it as close to perfect as you could.
Yeah.
The first time the landlord saw it after I cleaned it, he thought the toilet and the shower and tub were brand new. He thought I'd replaced them. So it's like, I was just like flabbergasted and mad. We both went out and started talking to him, and he didn't really say much then, did he?
No.
He just kind of finished picking it up and left, and we were mad. And we called the landlord and said, what is going on? Why? I don't understand it, It's like...
He still didn't return our call.
Yeah, we still haven't heard from him at all. So, that night, we're sitting here, and I hear the screen door open and close really quietly. And I got scared. And usually we lock it, and evidently I didn't lock it. So I told Josh, I said, someone's trying to get in the screen door.
Around 10:30 p.m.?
Yeah, 10:30 at night. And so he opened, and there was a notice in there. It was like a 3-day pay or quit notice. And it was made out to Brenda and her son. And apparently he didn't remember our names. And it was from the landlord. And it was to pay the rent we tried to pay them that they refused.
Yeah, we left 2 voicemails on the landlord's phone, and then we tried to give it to the owner himself.
And he refused it. So, the next morning there was one in the mailbox with our actual, like our full names on it, mine and his last names. And we're like, the landlord wasn't calling us back. We didn't even know the owner's last name. Didn't have a phone number, any way to contact him. Mm-hmm. He showed up, was it like a week later? And wanted to know when we'd be out or what we were going to do, right?
No, well, he then had the same exact thing that the landlord sent us. The owner had.
Oh, that's right.
Served the same exact papers, but from him instead. And we still didn't have a number for him. All we had at this point was his last name, which we never had. He had the same exact same thing. Just in 72 hours, you have to serve. You have to pay the rent or not, which we were trying to. But then a couple weeks later, I mean, we're not going to pay for them to then just go ahead and evict us anyways, especially with that kind of attitude and how they were treating us, acting like we caused all the issues here. So a couple weeks later, he then showed up.
Right. Wanted to know what we were going to do. Were we going to leave? Were we going to, I said, well, to be honest, we're looking for another place. And we talked to him for probably an hour that day.
Yeah.
And he actually seemed decent. This was probably the only time he seemed decent. And he wasn't barking and growling at us and all this other. And, but he was saying how he's got to have an income from this property because the upstairs apartment's empty. And I said, well, we've been paying all along.
Mm-hmm.
This is the only month we owe. But I'm not going to hand it to you to have you boot us out either. When we are not at fault. And I said, plus there's a security deposit. He's like, what security deposit? He didn't know that we'd paid a security deposit, which we had, which was more than the rent because,
Mm-hmm.
And then
at this point, he was saying that the landlord was no longer a part of the property.
Right.
And that we would be dealing with him directly if we decided to stay or not. He had also talked about a month-to-month lease, potentially a month-to-month lease if we wanted, because all the money that he got from us for rent, he was going to put right back into the building, apparently.
He's going to replace the porch because that's got holes in it and isn't up to code. He's going to replace that window. He's going to replace the front steps because they aren't even attached to the porch and they wiggle. And, he's going to do all this work so that it would pass code. And he needed our money so he could do all the work to fix it up. And he said he didn't know. He said the landlord was having a lot of financial problems. He didn't know, when that would be taken care of. And if he wanted, to do another contract later, fine. But for right now, he needed some income from this property. And so, I said, well, if you're going to turn around in a few months, resell it to him through a land contract, and then he's going to boot us out the door. I said, I can't stay here without continuing to fix it up and cleaning it and everything. And I'm not going to put all that work, effort, and money into a place that I'm just going to get booted out of. And I said, especially when we're being treated so badly, when we've done nothing but good, it's like I'm done just taking it from people.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are going to see a side of me that you've never seen. A whole lot of people have. You've seen it before, but few people have seen it. I'm done. I'm angry. It's like I have been nothing. We have done everything we should, plus way above what we should be doing, only to be treated like dirt.
Yeah.
And I even brought up how he treated us.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I'm a good guy. I'm a really good guy until you back me in a corner. I said, and I don't understand that. How did we back you in the corner? He's like, well, the rent. You never paid the rent. You're always late, and some months you didn't pay. And I said, no.
We've always paid, and we've called when the rent was due, let him know we had it, and then it would take a couple weeks before the landlord would show up, and look at that. He also happens to have the new doorknobs and locks when he shows up. He'd only show up to pick up the rent when he was willing to do the work.
Right.
We always had it ready. And
he didn't know it. He didn't know we paid their security deposit. He didn't know that this was happening. So we think the landlord was having financial problems and not paying his payment to him, and the landlord was throwing us under the bus for it.
Yeah.
So, whatever, but I'm not going to continue to subject ourselves to that by staying here.
And after everything and every encounter we've had with them, we've realized they can't be trustworthy. Everything they say contradicts each other and themselves every single time we talk.
Right.
Oh, well, we're gonna go to court on this day, and then we get no paperwork saying that. And oh, well, I don't want to rent to you, or you're gonna get evicted. Then next week it's a month, and then a couple days later it's like, well, what about a year lease?
Yeah.
He
shows up. He says, I'm gonna give you a year's lease, and it'll be in my name. And it's like, well, but then if you sell it to the landlord, it doesn't matter. He'll have to abide by it. No. Because then the building will be in the landlord's name, and your name will be on the year's lease. So he's not going to have to abide by that.
Yeah.
And, he asked us about mowing the lawn, and we said we were not supposed to. That was not part of, that was why the rent was such a good deal. We were supposed to do no snow removal, no yard work, none of that.
Mm-hmm.
But Josh offered. He said he would. We were kind of trying to keep good graces at that point because we weren't sure what to do or what we wanted to do. I was still I still had all these dreams in my head of what I wanted to do to this place and how to, and we still loved the area. And so he said he would provide a mower and everything if he would do the yard work. So he brought it was later that evening, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the next morning at 10 o'clock, he's out there messing with it and starting to mow. So we go out, and you went out and talked to him, and he never responded to him. Just totally ignored him. Never said a word to him. Never asked, answered him. Nothing. And he came back in and told me he was doing that. And so I went out, and I'm like, so did you want my son to mow the lawn or not? What? And he muttered, well, I got these wheels, and I got to fix this and fix that. And, it was like, well, it's been here, and he hasn't. It's been here less than 12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been raining. No, he hasn't yet.
I'm not going to do it when you say, I'm not going to jump when you say jump. And he's very much that type of person.
Right.
He's very much, you do what I say when I say it. And no, that's not going to, especially when it's something I'm not supposed to be doing.
Right.
But, so then after that, landlord finally shows up. I see him outside. He finally shows up, and he's packing up the mower into his trunk of his SUV. He's packing that up, and so obviously he knew the mower was here, so he's still in contact with the owner. And he's like, oh no, I'm going to be buying this property, and I'm going to be moving my parents in the downstairs, and I'm going to be going in and out of the upstairs. But it needs a lot of work, so I'm actually going to be buying this, which 2 days before when we talked to the owner, that wasn't mentioned at all.
No.
So he took the owner's lawnmower, so apparently he's still in the picture. I have no idea.
I think the lawnmower was his.
I don't know.
I think the owner called
him
to go get it, because the way he was muttering about how it needs stuff and it probably needs a tune-up. And
right. But he, and then a few days later, we received notice of a court date for the 29th of this month for the eviction, which we're fine with. We're going to go to court. We're going to fight it out. We're going to show all the things. We're going to show it's pretty much you need to pay. That's their whole basis, is that we aren't paying, whereas they refuse to accept payment. So. And
we have receipts of everything. So.
The next goal is we're trying to figure out what to do, where to go. Because we know we definitely don't want to stay here. We love the area, but the people that we're associated with here, the landlords, and just from all the interactions we've had with the neighbors, this place has always been terrible. And there's quite a stigma against us already because of it, I think. They just assume, a lot of the neighbors didn't know that the downstairs people moved out. They just thought we were friends of theirs or whatever. So there's a lot that they've always had bad troubles here, and we're quiet, we're nice, but it's... Now
that they're getting to know us, they're like being friendly, and because it's nice, so we're being outside more. They're like, these people next door wouldn't even look or wave at us. But we had a conversation with them last week, and they were like really nice, and really
I think
chatty, offered us a grill.
I think a lot of people that just assume that the people that are here aren't good. And I can understand it when looking at the landlords. They're definitely the definition of slumlords. The landlord and the owner both are. You can tell.
We even talked about possibly seeing if we could buy it on land contract and just live here and redo it and rent the upstairs. But then we got looking at, the plumbing is so messed up in this place. The electric is so messed up. If we will have nothing, like he'll be on his computer in this room, I'll be on mine out in the dining room with the dining room light on and the bathroom light on, and the breakers will just flip for no reason. Nothing else going.
3-4 times a week.
Yeah. We have to go downstairs and flip them all. And there's like a sizzling kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Every time I flip it.
But that ceiling, he dropped off the tiles for Josh to install to fix the bedroom ceiling. Did I tell you that?
Yeah. And, the only thing, I was willing to do the work around here if you provide the materials for a cut in the rent, because I'm not going to do it for free.
Right.
Especially in stuff like that where the tiles fell where my bed was going to be. So if I had been there, the tiles would have fallen right on my face in the middle of the night while I was asleep.
Yeah.
It's still leaking. It's still wet up there. And
we'll show you a clip of that as well.
So now what we're deciding is that we're definitely going to go to court and fight it, just because on principle. We didn't do anything wrong, and they're saying that we aren't paying.
And I've got receipts. I've got text messages asking him to do stuff. I've got
phone call logs. We have the documentation of the garbage out front that obviously it wasn't ours.
I'm done. It's like, I'm not going to just take it and meekly walk away and say, okay, I'll just go start somewhere else. No, we don't want to stay here. We don't trust them at all.
No.
But we're done. I'm done people taking advantage of us. I'm done being too nice, I guess. I don't know. I'm angry. And it's like, I'm ready to call code on them, because this place is not up to code. When we moved in,
we're definitely calling code and having them.
There's 7 smoke detectors that he left not on the walls. They're in a dish on the shelves over there. Not a single one of them worked. I put new batteries on every single one of them. So I went out and bought our own smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors. Are we supposed to do that? No. But
it took 3 months to get the doorknobs fixed. How long would it take for him to bring in smoke detectors? So
yeah, the old people that they booted out still had keys to the doorknobs, and it took him 3 months of both of us constantly nagging him before he finally dropped the new doorknobs off for Josh to install. And then
which I never agreed to.
Yeah, and then I'm like, we don't know how to do that. You're gonna have to do that, you know, and that's like the security of the building is then on our responsibility, not his. And it's like, no, he needed to do that.
So, on to the next chapter of our lives. My mom's dream has always been to travel around the country, to RV. And we've debated and we discussed and we've thought a lot about what our next step will be. And honestly, we're thinking, might as well go for the dream. You know, worst case, we can go be with family for a bit until we can find out somewhere else to settle down. But we really want to give it a shot at pursuing her lifelong dream while she still can. So our plan is we're going to start a GoFundMe for her channel. So if anyone can help or wants to help whatsoever, that it's highly appreciated. And I don't want you guys to feel like you have to, or that we're begging, or the only way for the dream to succeed is with the help of others. And that's why we want to reach out to such an amazing community that you guys are, that watch all my mom's videos.
And I know you've helped us so much.
Yeah.
You know, so many of you have helped us so much. Since I've started this channel, it's like we wouldn't have made it through here.
No, not at all.
I think something made me start this channel when we were going to need it the most. And it's proven that we've needed it. But we've still been trying to do it on our own. Trying to just struggle from one mess to the next.
Yeah.
And I mean, some of it admit, some of it was our fault.
Yeah, definitely.
Some of it we made stupid choices. Some of it we weren't angry like I am now. I mean,
but our goal is to get ARV and take a few years, travel around the country. I'll drive. I'll work at the work campsites to earn a living for us so that we can continue to. There's quite a few really good work campsites around the country that we can do for several months and earn quite a bit of money to continue the maintenance, the food, the gas, and all of that. So that's our main goal. Is I'm gonna put, because to be honest, I'm not really doing anything with my life right now. Nothing crazy. I don't have many friends in the area. The only family I really have in the area is my mom. I don't have a girlfriend or a wife or anything along those lines. So right now is the perfect time for me just to pick up my life and to finally fulfill her dream of going everywhere we can in the country and seeing all the amazing sights, seeing the Grand Canyon, going to California, going up north, and just going everywhere and seeing, what the country has to offer and all the beautiful sights. So that's our main goal is for...
This was my dream for 20 years.
Yeah.
I mean, for 10 years, I researched it. I even had my first route mapped out, and I was going to retire at 55. I mean, I had it saved. I had the money saved up for it. I was going to retire at 55, buy an RV, and work camp my way through experiences and seeing everything in this country. I want to see every little bit of it, from the world's biggest ball of yarn to the Grand Canyon and Yellowstone and the Redwood Forest, and I mean all of it. And then at 52 is when I got sick, and it I mean, we're trying. I'm doing what I can do health wise, but I know I don't talk a lot about my health other than how it affects my ability, and a lot of that is because that's what this channel is based on, is not what my sickness is or, any of that, but how to rewrite your life into what you want it to be and still live a full life, even if you can't do what you used to do.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the hard fact is my health is never going to improve. It's going to continue to worsen. And, sometimes slower than others, but I'm going to continue to be able to do less and less. But I've always been, like heartbroken that I couldn't do this dream. And the only way to do it, the only way to be able to do it is for someone to work, you know, and he wants to do it now. He wants to see it. And any of the jobs of the work camping, he's more than capable of doing. And I don't know, the fact that he wants to and is willing to help me live this dream, just, I don't know, it's what I've wanted. Like I said, I've wanted to do for 20 years. For 10 years, he got sick of hearing about it.
Yeah.
Every new something I learned or did or tried that would work for it, I'm like, oh, hey, Josh, guess what? And, but I'm excited at the fact that maybe I can still do it. Maybe I can still live my dream. Not do it the way I was going to do it, you know, and not with me doing everything, but I can still do some. And I can be his live-in housekeeper.
Yeah.
And
pretty good deal if you ask me.
Yeah. So
that's our plan. We wanted to be as honest with you guys as we could and be as open about what's going on in both of our lives as well, mainly her life, with the living situation in the house. And I know the videos have been slow lately. We kind of, after the first, back in March when he said he was going to evict us, kind of stopped caring about doing anything, because what's the point? What's the point of continuing to clean and make the house look nice if they're just going to kick us out for no reason,
right?
Or because they want to charge more rent or whatever.
And we didn't know. We kept going back and forth of what to do and what's the best thing, and just find another apartment. And this place is not a good place for apartments. They're either wannabe mansions and charge that, or they are little drug hovels and you know, or student housing, because there's so many colleges around here. I started so many videos of what we were going to do and but it seemed like before I'd get halfway through it or be doing the editing, and something else would change, you know, and so we'd change our reaction to that and our plans I think that's it. We've just been reacting to everything and trying to scramble out from underneath the pile, and we're done reacting. We're done other people being able to control what we can do.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to let these people take advantage of us this time.
No.
We're ready to go to court. I mean, I've got a stack of documents printed off and
pictures and
yeah. It's like, no, I'm done being
used and being treated poorly, and we're just over it, and we're ready to take control of our lives and try a new chapter. Instead of always being under someone's thumb or abiding by someone else's rules. With the RV, at least we can go wherever we want, do whatever we want. I can pick up a job in any town or any city for a while. I can have a decent resume, so I can always get money through that for survival. And it's just, if we feel like staying in a city for a night, we can do that. If we feel like going to the next city a week later, we can do that. That's our goal, is to just finally be free and be able to see what we want to see while experiencing as much as we can.
Yeah. So, and we aren't talking like a mansion on wheels.
No.
We aren't talking a huge expensive.
People outside.
if the like the motor and the vehicle part of it is in good shape, we can work on and fix up the rest of it.
We're I don't know. Did you really talk about my dad at all in your videos or anything?
No.
No.
Just that he wasn't part of your life.
Okay, yeah. They split up when I was like a year and a half. We're debating. My dad's always been good at mechanics and stuff like that, so we're debating on getting a older used RV, and my mom still owns half of the land, and it's always been a struggle between the two, and we're, as payment, going to sign off on that half of the land. That was always supposed to be something for me, but now that I have two younger half brothers, that kind of like killing two birds with one stone. They'll be able to have the full access to that land that they grew up on, and then we'd also be able to have him fix it up for us, any issues that would be wrong mechanically with it. So that's
a whole lot cheaper than a garage or somewhere else could. And I mean, I have RV'd before. I've been in RVs. Your uncle has RV'd, for years, and I think they would help.
Yeah.
He would help us in a heartbeat. He's always wanted to be much bigger part of your life than he has been.
Yeah.
Really good people. His dad's a really good person. Things just didn't work out. But, and he knows what he's doing, so we're gonna.
I think that would be so. That's our plan right now, is to get an RV, and if there's anything that anyone wants to do to help, well, the GoFundMe link will be in the description. Again, we aren't asking, we aren't begging or anything like that, but if you feel like you do want to help, every single penny will definitely help, and we would be highly appreciative of it, as well as all your comments. All your comments are always amazing, and we do. Even in videos that I'm not in or anything, I always, without my mom even saying that she posted a new video, I'll go watch it and then I'll go read the comments, and they're an inspiration. They always brighten up our days. Some of them make us tear up. So it's just, you guys are awesome, and we just wanted you guys to know what's in store for us, and we'll definitely keep you guys updated on it. But that's our goal.
Yeah,
get out of here, get out of the north, go somewhere warmer, drier, which will definitely be a help of her health. So yeah.
And just, I don't know.
Ready to finally try for our dreams and to turn these bad situations into something better.
And we do think it's going to be perfect? No. We know it's going to be hard work. We know there's going to be...
And as for the channel, for the content that you guys receive from watching our videos of the cleaning and all that, it will change a bit from what she normally does, but it'll be more of a... It's not going to go into a full RV channel. It's going to be more about maintaining the, smaller living conditions, and, when you don't have running water all the time, when you don't have this, and it's just going to be how we pretty much live in an RV and travel the country. So
we'll take you along and let you see the places and
see how we fix it up. How
that's
we make
one thing too.
nice.
The cats will be going with us.
Yeah.
Addie and Tally will be going with us in the RV. That makes it hard finding an apartment around here. Nobody wants cats, or they charge an outrageous, non-refundable deposit. But Tally loves to ride in a car. If she can look out the window, she is in heaven.
Yeah.
Addie's a little iffy about it, but the only time she's ridden in a car has been in a carrier. I think if she was not in a carrier, she would do better.
Yeah. So she should move around more and something that feels more home for her.
Yeah. But and we get along well. It might be a tight space, but the type of RV I want to get, he can have his own bedroom in the back. And to be honest, we have a recliner that I sleep most of my time in that, because I do better sleeping upright. So I would probably still just sleep in that, the 3 hours I sleep at a time. And I just take multiple naps. I don't really sleep the night, so. But we,
Well, yeah. Those are our plans.
We're tired of reacting to situations that we're forced into. Yeah. And now it's time to,
take our lives in our own hands. And
like my sister said, if it fails, I mean, we want to try it, so I don't consider it a failure, because we're trying. If it doesn't work out and isn't what we thought it was, we can always come back,
Yeah.
Always come back. You can get a job anywhere, and we can always come back and start fresh here, or finally do the move to San Antonio. But in the past year and a half, I've lived in a 1-bedroom. You've lived in 1 bedroom.
Yeah.
I've lived, so I've lived without a kitchen. I've lived without water. I've lived without heat. We've lived without electricity.
Yeah.
We keep living without electricity here. The heat has gone out 3 times in this place since I've been here. And we're paying all this money to live without. I think we can live without in an RV and enjoy where we are, at least, and not pay as much money to do it. So, and meet new people. Maybe meet some of you guys. Maybe.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe we can go to some cities and have a meetup or something. I think that would be really cool, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Plus, I have family all over this country. Between my mom's family and my dad's family, we have family all over this country. So, I can go be the Griswolds and park in their driveway for a while. All right, maybe not, but we aren't going to be out there by ourselves with no help.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's what I've always wanted to do. It's what I worked towards and saved towards. And, then my health happened, and that sucked up all my money and all my ability and all my hopes, and I thought all my dreams. But maybe not now. Do what we like and not what keeps ending up being a bad thing because we're just reacting to one bad situation after another in a panic and doing what,
Yeah.
the only thing that we think is open to us. But it's time to think outside the box. And he offered it, and I didn't want to guilt him into it or anything, And
She tried a few times.
Back before.
Yeah, in the previous years.
Yeah, before I got sick, I tried a few times, but since then, I thought the dream was dead, and now he's making it so it's not. So, like I said, we are going to do this. And I kind of disagree with that on one thing. We are asking for help, or we wouldn't put it there,
Right.
put it out there. With your help, we can do it a little better, a little safer, a little more comfortably, I guess. Without your help, we are still going to do it. We'll still take you guys along with us. But one thing I do want to say, if you can't help, please don't.
Yeah.
Help by sharing the GoFundMe. Help by watching my videos. Even if you have them playing silently in the background on another screen, another tab. Help by playing them. That helps. If you can't afford it, I know there are a lot of people out there struggling. If it's going to hurt you to afford it, or you have to save up to give us $5, please don't.
No, yeah.
That's not what we're
that's
asking.
not what we want, yeah.
And not what we want. And I've gotten letters and emails from people saying, as soon as I pay off this bill, I'll be able to afford to send you, This one lady said she'd been saving up, not having coffee for a while, and sent 3 ones in the mail. And that was like one of the sweetest things I have ever seen. But please don't have your coffee,
Don't live without for us.
No.
Just if you have anything extra and you want to help us, we'd highly and gladly appreciate it.
Very much so.
We
And
want to be where we are now, as well, not well off, but as happy as we are now without you guys.
Right.
Without your support, without the comments and the love that you guys send in your letters and in your emails and all that. You guys definitely do brighten up our lives, so we really do appreciate it.
I was going to say something. What was it?
I don't know.
So that's what we want to do. And thank you very much for always helping, for always listening, for being here, for the support. I think, like I said, I've been trying to do videos. Everything always changed, but also I think we've both been sinking back into a depression again.
Definitely.
It seemed like no matter what we try or how hard we try, it goes the wrong way. So it's like, well, we've been following the same path. Maybe it's the wrong path. Maybe it's time to do a new path and try something new. And I don't know. I don't want to do videos about being so depressed and about all the bad stuff. Which is why I didn't, in the previous videos, I didn't show you all the bad things around here. I don't want it to be all really bad.
Yeah.
But the depression is real. Struggle is real. I guess learning to climb up out of it, you can't discount what put you down in it. So, this is it. But maybe I can see the Grand Canyon. And the world's biggest ball of yarn.
Yeah.
In Elvis Presley's home. In Dollyland. And he's sitting here cringing and trying to not roll his eyes. But I would love to see all that. I really would love to. I mean, that's been my dream. And then when I start, when I get too bad where we can't do it anymore, it's too much for me. San Antonio, here we come, I guess. Or somewhere else, if we find somewhere else that we like even better. So, if you're interested, we'll let you know what happens in court. Because I'm done. I'm not. Even if we don't win, I don't know if there's going to be a win or lose, know, but even if we don't, they can't get away with this.
No.
They can't know that it's okay to take advantage of people like this. And
let it be put on the record that everything they've done wrong, and the fact that they filed a false court document saying that we haven't paid or tried to pay. So we'll see how that goes, but our plan is still to get out of here.
Yes, yeah.
As best as we can, as quick
Even
as
if everything was perfect and wonderful, we don't trust either of them at all.
Not at all. So
and we we took the crap and put up with it and just ran away before.
Yeah.
And we aren't doing it anymore. It's, forget it. They can, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but we can let you know what happened once it happens, if you're interested in it.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching and for always commenting and liking and subscribing. So thank you guys so much for everything.
So that's it. That's what's been happening. So I'm kind of bummed. I had some wonderful plans for this place. I don't know. So I'm replacing those wonderful plans with wonderful plans for the RV and places to go and things to do.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll make it happen.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you guys in the next video.
Yep. Thanks for watching. Take care and toodles.